If you want to start UGC in 2025, there are a few things that I think you should consider. By the way, I've already done a lot of work for you because I have researched a lot of platforms that a lot of UGC creators get onto, and I have a list that I can also share with you. In this video, I'm going to walk through some of those platforms that I have already applied to, some of the ones that I plan to apply to in the nearest future, and what my experience has been so far. So I started UGC about 2 months ago. I am no expert here in the UGC niche. However, I do have 7+ years of branding and marketing, consulting, videography and photography experience. And so you can see why this was such a natural decision for me to decide to take all of that experience that I have and to start doing UGC for businesses that want to put themselves out there, reach their potential customers, show off their products, show off their services, and resonate with their target audience. So let's dive right into it. I'm going to be starting with my favorite one. I have some notes over here. It looks like I have over 30 places. I'm not sure if there are any repetitions, but let's just go through the list. Grab a pen and paper, and I'm going to list out all of the different places. Then I'm going to dive into the ones that I've applied to and how it's been going. So I have applied to Upwork and I had a really amazing experience there. I'll share shortly. I've also applied to Skeepers. I have applied to Social Cat. I have applied to Twirl. I have applied to Vidsy. I have applied to Array Social. I have applied to Mini Social. I have applied to Butterfly. I have applied to Trend.io. I have applied to Fiverr as well, and there are a bunch of other ones that I haven't even applied to yet. So when I say I have applied to, I want to clarify that because it's one thing to set up your login creds and all that, but a lot of times they want you to complete some questions, provide some videos. So all of these ones, I've started the application, and then for some of these platforms you can't even get to the part where you start working with brands until they've verified you and they've accepted you. So for some of them I have applied, but I don't have access to the dashboards where the campaigns are being posted yet. The reason why I'm saying this is because when I go into my experience, you might hear me say something like, oh, I haven't gotten any jobs from there yet. And sometimes it's expected if they are still looking at your application, but the question is, why does it take so long sometimes? Anyways, I'll dive into that shortly. I just want to get through the other lists as well. So please hang on to your pen and paper. Let's get through the list. So we also have Koyali app. We also have app.acorn. We also have Izea, IZEA. We also have Collaborate. So COLLABOR8. We also have Affluencer. On this list of places to also apply to, I have Hashtag Paid, Collectively Inc., Influencing, Later Influence, Shopify Collabs, YouTube Brand Connect, Upfluence, Maverick, Coley, COLLEY, UGC, Obviously Studio, Collabstar, Aspire IQ, Influencing, Pierre's Way, Neo Reach, Tracker, Brands Knob, Fame Beat, Optoly, Influence Star, Influence.co, Creator IQ, Buzz Agent, Try B, TikTok Shop, ? So you can see that there are a lot of places to apply to, and like I said, the application process, sometimes I struggle with it because you've got to really build out your portfolio, and I have to balance applying to get into some of these platforms and also taking the time to connect with brands, create content, tag the brands, work with my team to make sure that the content that is going out is looking good. I'm really looking into outsourcing more parts of what I do so that I can be even more consistent, and this is YouTube that I'm also branching into. And even though I don't have a lot of experience, when I was searching and starting out, I felt like the basic stuff wasn't really available. And even when I got some ebooks from certain people that had already done it, I felt like it wasn't all there. There was some good information, but it wasn't all there. So I'm trying to fill in the gaps between what I feel like is out there and what I feel like people would really value. So for example, from this list now, if you're looking to get started in UGC in 2025 or December 2024, what you can do is already start applying to a lot of these places. Some of them are going to give you gifted collabs, and some of them are going to be paid, and then some of them are going to be paid work. So I want to dive into my experience, but before I do that, I want to also talk a little bit about my journey so far. I have been in UGC, like I mentioned before, for 2 months, and of course I used a lot of the skills that I already had to build out my portfolio, share that portfolio. I've gotten amazing feedback on my portfolio, and that has just been really affirming and encouraging for me. And I also decided to do UGC because I think it fits my personality type. I am a huge introvert and I care a lot about the details. I don't know where I fall in for people that really understand like different types of people. I hear people say like I'm a type A, I'm a type C. I don't know what type I am, but I do know that that combo, I've heard of it in certain books that I've listened to. Introverted, cares about the details. I can get really passionate about the work that I do. I feel like UGC gives you the opportunity to use that in an advantageous way, because in UGC you're trying to create a very short video in a very like attention grabbing way. You've got 30 seconds, 25 seconds, maybe 60 seconds. I even think that's too long in today's world, but let's say it's a 30-second video, and in that video you want to do a testimonial, or you want to do how to use the product, or you want to talk about your experience, or you want to teach something. But either way, it's like very quick, and you've got to pay attention to the details. Make sure that you're showing the product, make sure that you're talking to the camera, communicating with your audience. And because of all of that, I feel like it's just been so natural for me, because I'm like, I love diving into the details, like when it comes to photography, like creating different types of cinematic videos, or just creating different types of shots, like the wide angle, the close-up, the detail, different angles, opening the bottle, showing what's inside. It's just been so amazing. I'm having a ton of fun, and I know that this is something that I'm passionate about, and to be able to do this outside of my 9-to-5 work has been such a blessing. And to be able to, you know, truly love the work that I do on both sides has really been a blessing for me. So I don't know if you have a 9-to-5 or you want to do this full-time, but I want to say that if you love to create and you love to work with brand owners and to bring their message to life, this is the path that will work for you. Like, doing UGC is an amazing thing. And by the way, I only have about 1,000 followers on Instagram, and I already got my first paid work in less than 2 months. Actually, by the time I got the offer to do the work, I had only been doing this for some weeks. I had set up my Upwork profile, and it's been like maybe 1 week since I actually completed it and I got an offer. I was really encouraged by another girl's video that I had watched here on YouTube, because she's also in Canada. I feel like the Canadian market is very different compared to other places. When I go on Upwork and I filter by country, when I look at Canada, we have barely anything. But when I look at the States, oh my gosh, those guys have a lot of opportunities. So I actually started thinking about different ways that I could maybe also benefit from that, because to be honest, I'm just like 30 minutes away from Detroit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could drive into the States, and I'm just like, why don't these brands work a lot with people in Canada? But I'm also very careful, because I don't want to say that they don't and then say to myself that they don't work with creators in Canada, because that could affect the opportunities that I attract. I like to really say positive things and be mindful of the stories that I tell myself, and in that sense, I'm just keeping an open mind. I know that what's for me is gonna come. And so if you're a brand in Canada, in US, anywhere, and you're happy to ship to Canada, I would love to work with you. If you want to see an example of some of my work, you can just check the description of this video, or you can also send me an email with the email that I put in the description of this video. Okay, so something I didn't mention as well is that I've also signed to some agencies. Not like signed as in they're representing me, but I'm on their roster. So if they have work and they're looking for someone with my expertise, someone with my passion, someone that can really deliver, I hope that they're gonna reach out to me. Okay, now that you know a little bit about me and you have the list of platforms, let me give you the inside tea of what has worked and what hasn't worked, the places that I've applied and how it really went, because some of it is like very unexpected. I got declined for one of them and then I got accepted. It's like, make a decision, what's going on? And I didn't even reapply. I don't think I reapplied. It just declined and then accepted, just like that. I have applied to Upwork and I completed a lot of the things that they were looking for. I put a video, like an introduction video about myself. I put in my portfolio. And the thing I believe that really made Upwork work for me and helped me land my first UGC work on there was that I actively applied for jobs. Like I would see something come up and then I would apply. I would look at the job description, I would read it, and then I would personalize my application, my cover letter to match that. And it was such a seamless process as well. So the person reached out. Sorry, I saw the gig, I applied to it, they accepted my proposal. I saw that the money that they paid was in escrow. I don't know if I'm using the right word. And then they shipped the product to me, to the office mailbox that I have for my business. I went and I picked it up, I created the video, I have given them the video, and I am now waiting back to hear from them. So it's just been such a fabulous experience on there. And if you want to see like how I script my video, how I edit my video, what is my workflow, how I pitch to brands, how I apply for gigs, all of those things, please just ask. I will share them with you. I am passionate about sharing information with people because I always wish someone would do it for me. I know, I'm just kind of like hoping that as I pay it forward, it comes back as well in other areas of my life. Okay, so that's for Upwork. Really recommend it. Get in there, set up your portfolio, apply for jobs, and hopefully you get something really quickly as well. And then Skeepers, I have it here that I was declined. Funny story, I was declined, then I was accepted. And then I actually went on Skeepers and I was checking to see what they have. And I just feel like, again, because I'm in Canada, a lot of opportunities don't come up. And then sometimes I apply to some things. I'm like, is this really a good fit? But I just keep going, just keep applying. So far, it's been a good experience just being on there. No contracts with any brands yet for me on that platform. And then I also started posting on YouTube. So I do beauty, I do lifestyle, I do skincare, and I do makeup. And I am branching into tech and also talking about money, finance, all of those things. Why? Because I am passionate about those things. I'm very passionate about it. It's just that a few years back, everybody was told to pick a niche. And even today, they're like, start with a niche, grow your audience. And I'm just realizing that, you know what? I could do some videos and put it on my portfolio. And then leave my niche on social media to be like lifestyle, skincare, and beauty. I could do it that way, like kind of like put videos on my portfolio that are not really on social media. And you might be asking why, but why UT? Why do you want to do that? Well, because I feel like the finance industry has a lot of money in it. Like they really want to work with creators that can send across their message, even though those messages can be techie or nerdy or more, some people would say boring. I really enjoy it because I love to use the different investment platforms. I love to do my budgeting. I talk about money all the time with my friends. So I'm already passionate about it and I'm just like, okay, I think I can make this work, and so that's why I'm considering it. Another platform that I applied to is Social Cat. I applied to it. It's very easy to apply. You know, you can easily make your portfolio. That was something that I wrote down. It was just so easy to apply to. And I think the reason I wrote that down is because I remember that week I was doing a lot of applications and this one really stood out to me that it was so easy for me to apply to it. I always have my videos available when I'm applying for these different platforms because, as you can imagine, people want to see your work. You know, UGC is very much a visual business. You know, don't tell us what you can do, show us what you can do. So I always try to make sure that I have my videos ready and then I, you know, use those videos when I am applying to those platforms. And then I also applied to Array Social. I don't think I've really heard from them. Sometimes they tell you, give us your phone number, and then once you get approved, we're gonna send you a message. So some of them are still like kind of pending. Mini Social was recommended to me by someone else that runs an agency. I applied to it. Nothing was showing up on my dashboard, as in there is no campaign available for me to apply to. Of course, I emailed them just saying, hey, I don't know if there's something wrong with my account, but there is nothing showing up. However, I went to a creators event recently and they said that sometimes with these platforms you won't really see anything, but then when it comes you're gonna be like, oh wow, like this is a really good campaign that you want to be a part of. So just keep that in mind as well. If you get discouraged, I don't think it's a unique experience that you don't see anything. I think it's just that sometimes there isn't anything available, but it's still good for you to be updating your portfolio. You want to stay ready. You want to control the things that you can control, let go of the things you cannot control, but always stay ready because the opportunities are going to come. I'm saying this, I've only got one UGC work, but I just know the opportunities are gonna come. So I'm already making this video and hoping to update you guys as everything goes all throughout the year. I also applied to Butterfly. So my understanding with Butterfly is that it's more of a gifted collab space. Different brands use it and you can apply to get some products and review. And I think it's a great way, honestly, to get into UGC. A lot of people would say, don't do gifted collabs. And I'm like, do what you want. Do what you like. Personally, I just want to create UGC. I'm at that stage that I want to do it and do it again and again and again and again and just work with all these amazing brands, push out their messages. Why? Because I am creating UGC regardless. I'm just in the phase where I have to keep putting in the reps. So whether I have to go buy the product, which I have not been doing a lot, I've been using things that I have, like this remote control that I have, I'm probably going to do UGC on it. Why? Because I already got it. So I'm gonna use the things that I have so I don't have to spend a lot of money. I'm already thinking about how to do UGC videos on all of my camera equipment. By the way, I'm recording this on a Sony. I really love this camera. This is like the very first Sony ZV-1 something that came out and it's just been so great. I bought like a wider lens for myself and I've been using that wider lens and it's made such a huge difference. I'm using two lights here, one hitting across and then one behind, just because it was really dark on this side. So I wanted to balance that out. Okay, so let's go back to the UGC platform. It's getting dark. How do you do your videos? Lighting, artificial lighting, a good camera. What do you use? It's winter, it's getting dark. How do you do your videos? Lighting, artificial lighting, a good camera. It doesn't even have to be expensive. I feel like if you put everything together that I'm using, it's probably less than $1,000. It doesn't have to be expensive. And I've also seen people do similar video stuff with their phone. So where there's a will, there is a way. Amen. Amen. Okay, so I hope I'm not skipping anything, but I've applied to Twirl. I haven't gotten any campaign from there. Vidsy, I might need to reapply because I saw something that was like, whatever email you used is how we're gonna pay you. The thing is, I have a UGC email, but I also have another email that I use for all of my marketing, not just UGC, like every other thing, like marketing consultation, all of those things that I do on the side. So I had used that, so I might just have to go in and like reapply with a new account. I just said until then, let's just leave that one in case someone wants to actually reach out to me. So I have applied to Array Social. I don't think I have any updates on that. Mini Social, I think I'm still waiting. Actually, there's nothing to wait for. Like I said, I had reached out to them just to say like, hey, I don't see anything, but I don't think I'm waiting for any acceptance or anything like that. I think I have applied. Maybe I'll continue to update my portfolio with like new videos, and eventually I hope a campaign will pop up so that I can apply to it. And then I have also applied to Butterfly. I think I was saying that that's more of a collab. It said collab, please. And then Trend.io is pending approval. I've been seeing a lot of Trend.io, like when you go on Upwork to like just look at jobs, sometimes you see people looking for people to source UGC creators, and they're like, oh, we want someone to look at Trend.io and find the right people. And it's interesting because I feel like brands are not just only trying to like get UGC or CGC. So CGC would be creator generated content and UGC is user generated content. Depending on whatever you call it, I think they're not just trying to get that content. They want to work with the right people that fit their brands, that can really communicate their message. And so when I see them putting in that type of effort, it also, you know, encourages me and affirms me to continue to put in the effort to do quality work and share quality work and tag the brands, because the brands are looking. There is a need in the market, so it's worth it. And then also Fiverr. I feel like Fiverr has really been kicking my butt because I really feel like I feel like me and Fiverr were like just struggling, because with Fiverr, like there are a lot of different things that you need to do. Like you need to create your packages. Like you can't really apply for jobs. Like someone has to see your package or your gig and like it and then, you know, reach out to you. And I've been getting tons of spam. People reaching out to me saying, oh, an invoice was generated. We need your personal information, your email, your this, your address to just confirm to do this. You don't want to give out your address or personal information. And they do write it in the message, in the message box. Do not give out any sensitive information. So all I've been doing is just reporting it as spam. Please, oh, I don't have enough money for someone to come and steal from me. So I just report it as spam. just report it and let it go. These are all of the platforms that I have applied to so far, and I know that I'm gonna be even doubling down to make sure that I've done a great job on all of those platforms in terms of like my portfolio, my accounts, my profile. I also know that as I continue to reach out to brands in other methods as well, that I'll start to see even more results. If you have any questions at all about UGC or starting UGC in 2025, please feel free to leave your questions in the comment section. And until then, I hope that you continue to push forward, be encouraged, don't be afraid to start something new. I started before I was ready. Best decision ever. You're never gonna be entirely ready. Even right now, as I have already started getting jobs in UGC, I have another UGC package coming in this week. I am still not ready in the level of readiness that I would have wanted to even have before starting. I don't know if that makes sense. I'm still not ready, but I'm doing it and I'm loving it and I'm getting the experiences. That's what you want. You want to do it, not just think about it and wait until you're ready. Okay, until then, take care, friends. Bye.